Hi, it's Darnell with Way Over Recipes. Today I'm going to be cooking up some pork chops in the Ninja Foodi XL Pro air fry oven. And we're going to see how it does cooking up some pork chops right now. Okay, so for this cook I've got myself 9 pork loin chops. These are pretty thick cut. I mean, they're like an inch or more thick cut chops. And I've got myself for seasoning, I'm just going to use one. I've heard some good things about this Goya adobo seasoning, and from a look at the ingredients, it's primarily salt, garlic, and black pepper. It's also got some oregano and turmeric in there. But I heard some good things about this seasoning, so I'm going to give it a shot on these chops. And so basically just going to get it opened up, and I'm going to also be tracking my temperature with my iGrill too, but I'll get those probes in a moment. For now, I'm just seasoning over the tops of these chops with this Goya adobo seasoning. And this seasoning is very inexpensive. You can get it at like Sam's Club for a very inexpensive price. Nothing in this video is sponsored, but it's a good deal compared to many other seasonings as far as price, and you'll see that yourself probably if you see it on the shelf in the store and you compare the price of this compared with some other name brand seasonings out there. This is a name brand seasoning that is at a very reasonable price in my opinion. And so this is really my first time trying it, but I'm going to see how good it is, if it's really as good as people who say it's good have been saying. Get these chops all flipped over. And then we'll hit the other side of these with some more of this adobo seasoning. So let's season up this side of these here. And you can use the seasonings of your own choice if there's other seasonings you want to try. That's totally up to you. Now what I am going to do to get some on the sides, I'm just going to kind of hit the sides of the meat with some of this excess seasoning that's sitting on here on the pan. Under the pan I have some Copper Chef bacon grill mats. They make cleanup very easy, and they don't cause things to overheat like foil has the potential of doing. We've got them all seasoned up there though. And so now I'm going to get my meat probes in. So I'll put one, I'm going to intentionally position a big one in the center, because I know from using this cooker, things cook on the exterior faster than interior. So got that probe kind of center there, and so that'll help me make sure that everything is all well cooked by only tracking the temperature of one. And for this one, these are kind of all going to be on the edges, so it's really not going to matter. I'm just going to do this big one here, probe it down to about the center. So there we go. And now we'll go ahead and open up the cooker, and I'm going to put these on rack levels 1 and 3. So this one will be up high on rack level 3, and that has probe number 2 in it. And probe number 1 will be down on rack level number 1. So get that on in there like so. Alright. We'll go ahead and close up. And so with that, I'm going to get the cooker turned on. And I've got it already on air roast. I'm going to up the time. I'm not sure how much time I will need. I'm going to be cooking by temperature rather than by time. But I'm putting time up to 30 minutes. We'll see if it needs 30 for temp. I'm going to give them 375, 30 minutes. We'll see how that works out for these. And let me get my adobo out the way there and go ahead and hit start. We'll let that cook for a while. Actually, let me stop. I forgot to do one thing. I've got to hit the 2 level button so that it knows I'm cooking on 2 levels instead of 1. So it tells me to use rack levels 1 and 3. And so go ahead and hit start with that. And I'll bring you on back in a bit. Alright, so these pork chops have been cooking away for about 29 minutes so far, but they're going to need a bit more time. They're so thick. So basically the lower level is at 110 or 111. The upper level is at 134. I want to get to 155 to get the chops all well done. That's what I'm shooting for. Of course, you would need less time for whatever your preference may be. But, you know, we're almost a full 30 minutes in, and our upper level is running a little hotter than the lower level, but I'm going to up our time now. So I'm kicking up the time. I'm going to add another 10 minutes to our time, and we'll see if that's going to be sufficient for us to get everything to 155. I guess I'll have to take the top layer off before the lower layer on this one, because our top layer is running apparently a little hotter. So I'm going to let these keep going. Whenever the top layer is reading like 155, I'll get those out, and then we'll get the lower level out when it's at 155. But right now they're running at a cool 114. So we'll just let things keep rolling. I'll bring you on back when it looks like this top level is finished. Alright, so that air roast has been going for almost 36 minutes. Our upper level is hit 155. Our lower level is at a cool 132. So I'm going to open up, I'm going to get the upper level chops out now, since those are at a well done now. And I know I could, you know, rely on some carryover and such, but I would just rather make sure that I cook things to my desired temp all the way. And I know that's going to cause a little even additional carryover, but that's alright with me. So got all these adobo chops out, and going to go ahead and take this rack, this whole rack and the whole pan and all of it, and just get it all out of here. With that all out, I'm going to go ahead and just close up. I'm going to leave those down on that level 1, but there's nothing over top of them now. And so things should continue to cook along. And so I'll bring you on back in a little bit. But for now, since things have been going about 36 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and add some more time. I'm going to just push it out so that there's like another 10 minutes on top of it. So we'll see how long these take now to complete, in addition to what was already done. And while things continue to cook, I want to just show you something that probably is the cause of why the lower level is so uneven as far as the cook time from the upper level. If you see, my Copper Chef Bacon grill mat is kind of blocking the fan in the back there a little bit. I think that's probably causing some of this delay, is that my Copper Chef Bacon grill mat is there covering that. But we're currently at 100, I don't know if you can see it, 143, 144 degrees is what it's teetering at now after almost 40 minutes of cooking. But we'll let this keep going, and I'll bring you on back when it's done. Alright, so it took 44, almost 45 minutes, and the lower level is now at 155. So we can stop with that. So I'll go ahead and turn that off, stop the cook, and going to get those chops out of there. I'll go ahead and turn the cooker off. So see if we can get those out very carefully. They sound like they've been sizzling pretty good in there. But you can see the top side, and that's our bottom side. We even got a little searing on the bottom. And I didn't move anything. I only did what you've seen here in the video. I didn't move a thing as far as flipping or moving racks or anything like that. You can see it came out pretty nice from the looks of things. So get the rest of these out of here. I'm just going to set them out like so here. This is the last one. Alright, so just gave the meat a little time to rest so those juices could reabsorb and come out after being shrunk up in the meat during that heating of the cook. And so now I'm going to cut a couple open. This is one that was on the lower level. This is one that was on the upper level. So I'm going to cut into the one that was on the lower level that finished more recently first. And there we go. Very moist inside. Cutting a piece off the end here for taste testing purposes. And I'm also going to get a part of one that was on the top level. So cut right in through there. And you see there how that looks. And going to just cut a piece off for taste testing on it. So we'll put this one up here that's from the top. And this one down there that's from the lower level. And we'll go ahead and do our taste test. Alright, so thank God for this tasty meat. We're going to try the lower level first. So let's try this one. This is the more freshly cooked one. It's pretty good and moist, but let's try the upper level. Alright, so here's the deal. They taste good, they're very moist. The Ninja Foodi, the cooker, did a great job of cooking everything, and everything's very moist and tender. As far as the adobo seasoning is concerned, I'll say that it needs a little Old Bay. Really, it needs a little Old Bay. It needs a little kick. It's good, but it needs a little kick from something like some Old Bay. I will say, I still prefer my Old Bay over the adobo. Adobo is decent, but it could use a little Old Bay. You know, use the adobo seasoning with a little Old Bay and come out even tastier in my opinion. But that's just me. Anyway, basically in the video description you can find a referral link for this cooker. Pay the same price, help this channel. Other ways to help this channel out as well in the video description. Find a written version of the recipe in the video description. Also find more recipes on my blog at superwaveovenrecipes.com. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe, hit that notification icon, and good eating.